Hi, I'm Rachel, USC Workwell Center's current nutrition intern, and thank you for tuning in today to learn more about proper hydration and the importance of water. I'm excited to share some information on the benefits of proper hydration and how to achieve it. To begin, this is a brief overview of what will be discussed in this session. First, we will start off with a description of the many benefits of water and its role in many of our body's daily functions. Then we will go into fluid requirements needed for adequate hydration. Next, I will provide tips on how to increase your water intake in a variety of different ways. And lastly, I will discuss some techniques to conserve water to protect from environmental waste. Moving on, our first section of this session will go over the importance of water. To begin, I wanted to share some fun facts about water that give a deeper insight into how water plays a multitude of essential roles in our everyday lives. Water is an essential nutrient that our bodies cannot live without. On average, a person can survive up to 3 days with no water in comparison to 8 to 21 days without food. Our organs are made up of mostly water, around 75 to 80% of the brain being made of water, with 80 to 85% of water making up the lungs, and an average of 95% of blood is made of water. Our bodies as a whole are made of almost 60% water on average. The percentage is altered depending on age and gender. Each individual has varied fluid needs for each day as well. For example, a woman who is pregnant or breastfeeding has a higher daily fluid requirement than another female her age. However, one's daily water intake does not solely need to come from drinking just water. Water accounts for roughly 80% of an individual's water intake, with the other 20% coming from foods that contain water. Water is also versatile in the sense that, it is a 0-calorie drink. It also contains trace amounts of minerals such as calcium, magnesium, sodium, zinc, and copper that help aid in the body's overall function. With all of water's functions, it's important to protect from losses of water and dehydration. This may occur following intense exercise or from traveling via airplane. On a flight, an air traveler can lose around 1.5 liters of water during a flight from cabin pressure and low humidity. As one can tell from the previous slide, water is a versatile liquid that serves many different purposes. In terms of its role in the human body, it also does many things. To start, water is an essential nutrient for the humans due to its role in regulating body temperature. Water helps to dissipate excess heat through sweat and evaporation of water at the skin's surface in a process called perspiration. Water is also utilized as a transporter of nutrients within the bloodstream and other bodily fluids. It carries nutrients to each cell as needed, as well as carrying waste products outside of cells. Along with this, water has detoxifying properties as it helps to flush toxins out of the body with its ability to transport materials to be eliminated from the body. Also, water is important for the regulation of the gastrointestinal tract. The stomach needs water to create digestive secretions, and through regulation of the GI tract, water increases the feelings of satiety in one's body, making one feel more full and consume fewer calories overall. Water also acts as a lubricant for joints in the body, allowing both movement and preventing injuries. Lastly, the skin benefits from adequate hydration as it helps to moisturize and maintain texture and appearance. The next section we are moving into will give more details on cues that indicate whether you are hydrated or not. These signals can be used to identify early stages of dehydration to address it before it becomes dangerous to one's health. On this slide, the graphic on the right displays how we can determine our hydration status based on the color of our urine. The lighter yellow color of the urine, as seen in numbers 1 through 3, are more hydrated indicators. You may need to drink more water as you may be dehydrated if the color of your urine falls between the numbers 4 and 6 on the right. Then if you get down to the colors depicted in numbers 7 and 8, these demonstrate severe dehydration where a doctor should be consulted. It's also important to note on this slide that certain medications and vitamin supplements may alter the color of your urine. Therefore, using these medications or supplements that cause this, the color of your urine may not be the best indicator of your hydration status. It is very important, especially in the heat of Southern California, to prevent dehydration. Dehydration occurs when you use or lose more fluid than you take in, leaving your body without adequate water and fluids to carry out normal functions. Potential causes of dehydration include illness, sweating, or inadequate fluid intake. Though caffeinated drinks like coffee and tea also contribute to fluid intake when consumed in moderation, they are thought to be dehydrating due to its caffeine content. Mild dehydration can affect cognitive function and mood, and ensuring adequate hydration can promote optimal brain function. Insufficient hydration can also lead to constipation. This can be prevented by increasing your water intake and including fiber in your diet. Symptoms of dehydration to look out for are shown in the graph on the left and include thirst, dry mouth, headache, rapid heartbeat, dry skin, and decreased urination. So, to prevent dehydration, use these recommendations to guide the amount of water you drink each day. You can start by trying the 8x8 rule to stay hydrated. In this rule, you aim to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day of at least 8 ounces each. On average, it's recommended that a woman drink 91 ounces of water per day, while men are recommended to have 125 ounces of water per day. Water calculator resources also exist that you can calculate your individual fluid needs on, such as the one linked to this presentation that's also listed in the description of this video. It's also necessary to increase your water intake if you are exercising, if the temperature is hot or humid, if you are sick, or if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. It's also important to note that the amount of water in one's body, as well as the sensation of thirst, decreases with age, making older adults more at risk for dehydration. These individuals would benefit from some tips to sneak in more water throughout the day. Once you've calculated your estimated fluid needs, it's time to brainstorm methods to increase your water intake and reach your daily recommended amounts. As I mentioned earlier in the facts about water, around 80% of an individual's daily water intake comes from drinking water. The other 20% comes from food. Many fruits and vegetables are made of almost entirely all water. Foods with 90% water content or more are shown on the left. These include radishes, strawberries, grapefruit, broccoli, watermelon, celery, spinach, carrots, cucumbers, tomatoes, green peppers, and cauliflower. Additional hydrating foods that you can eat to boost your hydration include cantaloupe, cooked squash, pineapple, lettuce, oranges, cabbage, and grapes. For the people who don't particularly love the taste of a glass of water, consider making your own spa water to boost your intake. This does not need to be complicated of a process or include many ingredients, but rather whatever additions you have on hand could be added. A good 0-calorie flavor enhancer is to squeeze fresh lemon or lime juice into a pitcher. Another addition that can be made is cucumber slices for added refreshment. Additionally, including ingredients such as herbs can improve flavor, such as having basil or mint in there as well. And a final additive that can make water taste better is the addition of fruit slices. Most fruits work for spa waters, some of my favorites being watermelon, strawberries, blackberries, or grapefruit. A link is also attached to this video, leading to a page with 7 different spa water recipes that can be modified based on your preference and the ingredients you have available. The graphic on the left gives a visual of just how much added sugar is very common in certain drinks. The control shown is water with no sugar. Then the amount of sugar immediately spikes up to 8 teaspoons with vitamin waters, orange juice, sweetened teas, and juices. Drinks are a very common source of hidden added sugar, especially in fruit juices and sweet teas. A tip to look into the sugar content of the drink you are consuming is to look at the nutrition facts label. With the newest update, there is now an indication that tells you how many grams of added sugar is in your drink. If there are additional sources of sugar, it would be indicated here as well as listed in the ingredients. Nevertheless, the food industry is sneaky in what they call sugar in an ingredients list, and it can be hidden under various different names. Instead of choosing a drink that has high sugar content, opt for a low-calorie drink option such as unsweetened tea or sparkling water. There are many other tricks to boost your water intake. An important habit to develop is to drink water before you are thirsty. Especially as we age, our sense of thirst declines, making it harder to rely on our sense of thirst to indicate when we need water. Another helpful tool is to download an app that can track your water intake. This can indicate if you are reaching your fluid needs during the day, and it may also offer notifications to remind you to drink more water. To always have water on hand, make sure you keep a reusable water bottle with you to refill throughout the day. If you prefer colder water, consider an insulated water bottle that can keep your water chilled all day. Then lastly, if you have trouble remembering to sip on water throughout the day, try setting alarms or reminders on your phone or computer to take the time to hydrate. The last section I will discuss today is a focus on our Earth's health in terms of our water usage. These are my tips I collaborated with USC's Sustainability Department to compile. Beginning with bathing, limit your showers to a minute or less, and this can save up to 60 gallons of water per month. Additionally, you should opt to take showers rather than baths, which use more water. When brushing your teeth, ensure you turn off the faucet and be judicious when flushing the toilet to conserve water. Another water sustainability suggestion is to wash full cold water laundry loads to optimize the amount of items cleaned with the least amount of water. In terms of dishes, it's better to run a full dishwasher instead of hand washing dishes to conserve water. Do not hand wash dishes when possible, as it can use up to 27 gallons of water versus as little as 3 gallons of dishwater in an economically good dishwasher. Especially in Southern California's drought, you may choose to implement outdoor watering restrictions, and this limits the amount of times of day, length of cycles, such as twice a week, or switching to a water-saving nozzle for your irrigation system is also a great option. An alternative would be to capture and reuse shower water for watering plants. When choosing plants to garden, consider switching to a native and climate-adapted plant that requires less watering. A more health-related sustainability tip when it comes to water preservation is to decrease your intake of meat and animal products. The process of growing meat is very water-intensive. Lastly, some fun facts about USC sustainability progress include that USC's fountains recirculate water to limit the amount of water lost in these structures. USC has over 200 hydration stations located inside and outside across UPC and HSC campuses that provide filtered water for refillable water bottles, which also help to eliminate plastic bottle waste. You can visit one of these stations on either campus to fill up your water bottle. Examples of what the hydration stations look like indoors and outdoors are shown on the right, as well as the map right here of USC's hydration stations. Thirsty for more facts about hydration? You can visit the WorkWell Center online at the link in the description. For further questions or more information, feel free to reach out to Julie, the Health and Wellbeing Program Manager, at the email listed here. Lastly, these are my references. Thanks for listening.